Okay, so I literally just made a video about how I said I was going to talk about my book, but then I never did. At least I don't think I did. I kind of watched it, but I kind of didn't. Don't worry about the noises. I'm currently trying to update my phone still. So I deleted things off my phone, and now I'm using my computer. Anyways, my book. I'm going to talk about it now, because I have amount of time, up until 15 minutes. Note to self, don't go over 15 right now. Oh my god. It was a hassle. Ugh. Okay, anyways. So this book is really cool to me for a second, because, I actually have a picture to go with this. Give me a second. It's about, fairies. And haha, fairies. Ahaha, ha. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. At least I can. Look, it's a reflection. Anyways, so this is the fairy, and instead of like a flower, we're gonna be doing a moon. And the thing is that we were gonna do I Love Each and the Moon and Back, but I didn't want to do that. Sorry, there's something on my computer. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to do that because it's so overused. Although I do love Rich and the Moon and Back. I love my mama. So she told me to come up with something different, and because I'm a writer, sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles. It's kind of a thing. She's like, yeah, why don't you think of one? And I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And instead of thinking just of a saying, I instantly thought of a book that I could write. What? So yeah. It's about a fairy. Her name is Lily. And the reason why her name is Lily is because she reminds me much of my ferret, Lily. Sorry, I keep biting my lip. She reminds me of my ferret, Lily, who's completely white. She's got gray streaks on her tail. She's getting old, and I think I mentioned that in my last video about how I don't have to put her down yet, but it's gonna end up possibly being a possibility eventually in the future. And so I thought I'd dedicate a book to my little girl, because I've had her for almost 6 years now. She's my baby. She's my partner in crime. And yeah, so it's about a fairy named Lily. And when she was born, she had this weird... she was weird at first because she was born like a winter fairy, but she's born into a summer fairy family. I'm sorry, my hair is weird today. But she was born into a summer fairy family, however, she looked like a winter fairy, which is like all white. She had gray in her hair too, and she had one eye that was blue and one eye that was red. And the red is like a winter fairy thing, but the blue is a summer fairy thing. So it's like, they were like, what happened here? Was Mama a little bit busy? Which, no, she wasn't. She was not. It just so happens that Lily has a special power that, not really power per se. She was just born with this ability to talk to the moon, who they all consider a goddess. So they call her Lady Moon. She has the ability to conversate with Lady Moon, and something big happens. I don't want to give it all away because I want people to read this, but something big happens to where she ends up leaving her kingdom, having to find the rest of the fairies, because there are 3 other fairies. Hold on. There are 3 other fairies who have the same ability, except unlike her, they can't talk back. They can only hear the moon. And so the moon told them the same thing, like the thing she told Lily. And Lily's going on an adventure with these 3, and they have to save the forest from this mysterious thing that I can't tell you. Mostly because I don't know yet. But yeah, so they have to save the forest, and eventually the moon tells them there's no longer an option to run, you have to fight. So they fight against this mysterious thing that I have yet to come up with. And in the end, I guess I'm going to have this really cool saying that's going to be tattooed on my body forever, so I mean... I'm sorry. So yeah, that's kind of basically the story, but I mean, I don't want to give too much away. I don't know how to summarize my stories very well, but I'm working on it because I gotta. But I'm really excited to publish this story because I can dedicate it. I can dedicate it to not only my ferret but my mom. And so when people read it and then see my tattoo, they're like, "Oh, it's from a book," and I'll be like, "Actually, the book is from this." Haha. And it'll be kind of cool, and I'll make it appropriate enough for like kids. I mean, there's gonna be death, but death. If you're 12, you should already know about death. And I'm pretty sure like 12-year-olds are gonna be able to read this book and be like, "Whoa, what is this thing called death? I don't understand," which I know is a lie because I've heard many 12-year-olds kind of just yell across the bus, "Kill me!" They don't understand anything yet. Sorry, 12-year-olds trigger me. Yeah. No offense to 12-year-olds. Some of them. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I'm really excited. I have the characters, I have the design for the characters, and each of the fairies that are in different kingdoms, they look like they're supposed to be in another one, but they're not. They're not supposed to be there, because if Lily went to the Winter Kingdom, she would have not survived, because she is a summer fairy. She just looks like a winter fairy. And I can't tell you the other one. I could, but she has my teacher has my notebook, who has my characters. And every other things. And when they travel on land, they use a ferret named Zinni. I'm so excited. And they're gonna use like little dragons too for like when they need to travel in the sky. And Zinni's just gonna like follow, and they'll be like, "Oh wow, we need to travel somewhere. Where's Zinni?" And then, bam, there's Zinni. It's like magic. I'm sorry. That's about it. I don't have a specific ending for this yet, I guess. I have a way that I want it to go, but I'm not quite sure what my mind's gonna do with it, because, you know, as a writer, your mind just does what it wants to do. Yeah, it just kind of does things. It's like, oh yeah, I decided I don't want that. I want it to go this way, and it's just like, well, okay, that was quite the opposite of what I've been expecting. And writing's a way for your mind to grow. Sorry, I've been reading this Stephen King book. He's got a corgi. And I'm not done with it yet. I'm sorry, Ariana. I've been busy. I know she watches these, and I'm sitting here, and I'm making videos, and I should be reading, and I'm not, and I'm sorry. I'll get it done tonight, I promise. Because I have all my notes done, so that's good. I'm discussing my school with a person who watches this, but it's on my YouTube. Because logic. Have I mentioned that I'm obsessed with corgis? Probably not. But I am. So I thought I would let you all know. Because I just talked about my book, and now I need to tell you about corgis and how much I love them. I'm gonna get one, and his name will be Toast. Toast the corgi. My boyfriend wants a Pomeranian, and I'm not used to little dogs, but he wants a female Pomeranian. And let me tell you a little something about female dogs. They are so dominant, and I will not accept a little dog being dominant over me. No. No. Did you know that when a dog sits on your chest, they're actually being dominant over you, or they think that they're dominant over you because you're beneath them? I will chuck that dog across the room. I'm sorry, no I won't. I love dogs. I do like the name he picked out for the dog, though. It's really cute. He's really good with female names. I'm really good with male names, which is kind of funny because it's funny. We talk about our future a lot, and we should, because I'm 17. In like 10 years, I'll be like 27, and I should have at least my first kid on the way, or already born. So that's something to think about. So we were talking about kids, because I was like, hey, yeah, blah, 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 I want my son to be named this. And he's like, well, I want my daughter to be named this. And I'm like, that's actually a really cute name. Good idea. And then we were talking about how I want to adopt. And I kind of basically said it in a way where he had to say yes. And the reason is actually because my friend Ari and my friend Kat, because they were adopted from Russia. And they are some of the most amazing people I know. And they made me want to bring some child who doesn't exactly have a family into my house so that they do have a family. Because they turned out really well, and I think I can and I think I can do good too. Although I think Ariana's gonna kind of screw my kid up. It's okay. we have a deal. It's okay. But I will go now because this is 2 videos and I don't want to make them forever long because nobody's gonna watch it. But yes, so I will be trying to update a little bit more, and I'm just kind of tracing my computer. Don't worry about it. I will try to update a little bit more, like, more often. I'm just not interesting very much, and I'm very sorry about that. So I update when I have a lot of things to say, and then I forget how to say most of them, so I didn't end up making 2 videos like this. And yeah, so it was nice explaining my book. If you guys want to hear more about my stories, I have many more that I'd be willing to tell you about. I think one of which I'm willing to give the ending away if you want. Either that or I'll just kind of make a video of all my stories. Just not giving away the endings, just kind of like advertising them. They're not done yet, they're in the process, and some of them are on Wattpad. So if you want to follow me on there and read my stuff, don't worry about the poems. I started them when I was like 16, maybe? 15, 16. So some of them are really depressing and stupid. But it's Neon Falcon 15. So, I mean, if you really want to, you can. I love writing stories on there. I write poems often. I have a lot of poems on there, so I understand if you don't want to read that. But the stories are my favorite parts. Although I have a hard time updating those like I do videos, I do update them eventually when I get an idea. I'm like moving my hands, but you can't see them because they're like right in front of the camera. What are you doing? Anyways. Yeah, so I'll even put it in the description, my name for Wattpad, if you really want to check it out. Or if you just really want to hear me talk about it. Comment! Tell me! I like hearing things. I am an attention whore. Talk to me. So, yeah, you enjoy your wonderful life, and I will interrupt it again in a few weeks, so be ready. Bye!